In this series, we are going to look at Linux for ERPNext. And we are going to start with a very simple topic, but of course this is very important that you understand. What really is a server? And why do businesses use Linux? Alright, we're going to start with an opening remark. And I'll start by telling you something very important. When people say that, quote, I host my ERPNext in the cloud, end of quote, most business owners don't actually understand what that means. They imagine that the cloud is some kind of magic. But in real life, your business, or rather your entire business, is basically sitting inside one physical computer somewhere in the cloud. That computer is what is referred to as the server. If you don't understand it, your business is living inside something you don't control. Right? So that is why we are making this, so that you can understand it and therefore you control where your business lives. That computer where your business lives is what is referred to as the server. Alright? Today, I want you to understand slowly and of course in a safe way what a server really is. And then we're also going to see why businesses, many of them including those that are using ERPNext, prefer Linux as their server of choice. By the end of this lesson, my expectation is that you will not fear your server anymore. So what is a server then? Simply put, a server is just a computer whose job is to serve other computers. So your phone, your laptop, or your tablet are what we refer to as clients. All right, and these clients, what they do is that when they are connected to the internet, they ask the questions, and then the server does the answering of those questions. So your phone is a client. There is a server seated somewhere which of course answers the questions, and then your laptop and your tablet is the same. They are clients. When you open ERPNext and log in, you are talking to the server. When you save a sales invoice, for example, it is saved on the same server. When your staff logs in, for example, a member of staff, they are talking to the same server too. So the server is the brain, or rather we can refer to the server as the brain of your business system. Where is this server? Because this can be really confusing. So your server can either be, number one, it can be in the office, it can be in some kind of data center, or it can be in quote unquote the cloud. All right. So and the cloud ideally is also some kind of data center. So it's not like anything special. That cloud is also a data center. So the data center here could be something that you have somewhere, and that's where you have put your server, or it could be something you have purchased on the cloud, or it could be just a server that you have put in the office. What are the components of a server? A server has four main components. Number one is the CPU, or what we can think of as the brain of the server. We have the RAM. This one, I think many of you know this. This is random access memory, and this one we refer to as the short-term memory of your server. And then you have the disk, which is the long-term memory. This is where most of the things that you want to store and they are going to stay for some time in the server are going to sit. And then you have the network card. The network card is what your server uses to connect to the internet. So without the network card, your server will not be able to reach the internet. So there is really nothing magical about a server. Just a powerful, always on business computer, because of course you cannot afford to put off your server. Why do businesses use Linux? Now, this is important. Most personal computers use Windows, but almost all business servers in the world use Linux. Why is that? We are going to look at a number of reasons. Number one, Linux is stable. So Linux is that one operating system that can run for years and it will never crash. Number two is that it is secure. So it gives you control over everything, from permissions to access levels to all those things. So that's why we say Linux is secure, and you have total control over everything that happens there. Number three is that Linux is lightweight. So what this means is that you are not using your resources on useless things. Every resource on your server are used optimally. And then Linux is predictable, right? And this is mostly when you're talking about updates, you are not going to be getting those random updates that keep breaking your system. And the other very, very important thing is that Linux is free. So there are no licenses. You are not going to sit somewhere and just receive an email that you owe somebody a license for the operating system. So Linux is a free operating system. And the last point I have here is that Linux is built, so is that ERPNext is actually built for Linux. So it is natively built to run on Linux. So what we can say here is that Linux is built for ERPNext and ERPNext is built for Linux. So they are built for each other. Of course, that's not something you can take to the bank. Just trying to show you how nicely ERPNext can serve you if it is running on Linux. So why not just use Windows for this thing? Now, Windows is built for people. So we need to recognize that fact. But Linux is built for systems. Windows wants clicks, screens that people can see. It wants animations, and it wants automatic changes. Of course, every time things keep coming and you update them. But Linux wants what? Number one, Linux wants rules. It wants structure. It wants permissions. It wants automation, and it wants stability. A business cannot survive on what we can refer to as automatic surprises. So for example, these ones that we are talking about, updates and things are not working, or invoices, you don't have money. There's no business that's going to survive on those kind of automatic surprises. All right? Linux gives you controlled change. So you decide by yourself what you want to change within that operating system. That is why institutions like banks, telecommunication companies, hospitals, governments trust Linux. Right? So, let me tell you something. A business once allowed someone to host their ERPNext on a Windows machine in their office. And by the way, this is a real story. One day, Windows updated. The server rebooted automatically, of course, and ERPNext went offline. Sales stopped, staff could not invoice, data got corrupted, and nobody knew how to fix that. They thought they were quote unquote in the cloud. So the whole time this company thought they were in cloud, but somebody put the thing on a Windows server somewhere there. They were actually sitting in a fragile office computer the whole time. Linux would never have done something like that. So what are the best practices when you are using Linux for ERPNext? And what I have to tell you is this. If you don't remember anything else, remember these 5 points. Number one, your ERPNext must live on a dedicated Linux server. Number two, that server must be online 24/7. There's no time when that server should be offline. Number three, there are no games, or rather there should be no games, no office work, and no experiments on that server. Number four, updates must be controlled. Don't just go and randomly update something on that server. And the final point that I really want you to remember is that access must be limited and protected. Your server is your business vault. Let me close by saying this. You now understand something very, very powerful. ERPNext is not in the cloud. It is sitting inside a Linux computer that holds your sales, your money, your customers, your stock, and probably your future. Linux is not just software. It is business discipline.